It's the Geek Nation podcast with your hosts, Gabe, Rocky, and Dopest Geek. Ladies and gentlemen, the Geek Nation podcast.
Today on the Geek Nation podcast, we're going to be talking about Marvel Rivals Season 1. Nintendo dropped Nintendo Switch 2 trailer today. Cynthia Erivo wants to be Storm. And then we're going to be talking about that amazing trailer, Daredevil Born Again, here on the Geek Nation podcast. I'm Dopest Geek.
What's going on? It's Arkham Gabe here.
What's up, guys? Rocky here.
And this is the Geek Nation podcast. So before we get into like the episode and everything, I want to see what type of pickups we got this week. So how about this? Rocky, I'll let you start off with this week's pickups. What you got this week?
Okay, so I'm kind of cheating a bit because I technically didn't get nothing this week, but I got something this past weekend. I got the Black Cat 3s, tripping. Black Cat 3.
Nice,
this is my recent pickup, so yes, sir.
I'm gonna have to see that in person. They still available, right?
Yeah, I saw them on Snipes, and they're actually a pretty good price on Goat.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because I mean I think I don't know. I when I go on the sneakers app, I still see them. Well, at least I think I did. That was like yesterday. So
I don't think they sold like crazy.
Oh, okay, cool.
Those are clean, man.
Appreciate it.
Here, I can go ahead and do mine. So this week, I only got one figure. I got the Jada Toys Guile figure for my Marvel vs. Capcom shelf. I was supposed to get Cammy this week, but my order kept getting canceled. But it's not necessarily because like my order kept, I ain't gonna lie, my card kept declining. It's like every time I had the money on there, like something would charge it and then they try to charge it and now it's declined. But I used my Christmas gift card. I'm just gonna use my gift card and bought Cammy. So hopefully Cammy get here this weekend. But that's all I got. That's all I got this weekend.
I guess I'm next. So I decided to go to the comic book store and got myself a hidden gem. And this may look familiar to both of y'all, but it is the Secret Wars issue 8 with Spider-Man on the cover.
Whoa.
If Marvel Studios doesn't make a poster like this, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Yo, that would be lit if they did a poster like that.
Oh, yeah. So that was awesome. I had to frame it. Probably going to hang it up for sure. So
is that like a
Dopest Geek?
You said what?
You got to get one now.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna have to get one. How much is that? Like a original, or that's just like a reprint?
I believe it's a reprint. I mean, it's
the
really
face
old.
model. No, if it's old, it's not the face model edition.
Yeah, it's old. Yeah.
Got you. How much you pay for it?
Yes.
Ooh, 20.
You got a guess, Rocky?
If it's the face model edition, I'm gonna say like not 10, 15.
26.
26? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to say if you paying like I don't know, bro, like 80 or something. I don't know.
That was with tax.
I guess it's a reprint. All right, bro. That's great. I'll say this, bro. How much would you pay for a comic? If you ever were like, if there was like a comic book you've always wanted, and like, what is like, do you feel like there's like there's no way I'm gonna pay this amount of money for a comic book?
I don't think I'd pay over 30, to be honest with you.
Really?
Well, it depends on, I don't know. If it's like limited edition, like one of a kind, then yeah.
No, I definitely dropped over 30 before.
Yeah. I'm finna say, what's the most you spent on a comic, Rocky?
75.
And what was that? Actually, I think I know what that was. But what was it? You have to remind me. I think I remember you buying that.
The first Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh, so okay. No, yeah, that's worth spending money on. Something like that.
Either the first Infinity Gauntlet or it was the Amazing Spider-Man issue 36, the 9/11 comic.
Oh, that's right.
Because comics are cheap nowadays, especially the new ones.
Yeah.
Except for DC.
Oh yeah,
except for dropping like $10 on a weekly issue.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Man, I have not gotten a comic book in so long. Like the only way, like how I get my fix on comics is rest in peace, but Comic Storian was my guy. I would like listen to the Comic Storian, his episodes, and Comics Explained. That was like literally like because I don't know. I don't have a comic book store near me, not anymore. And then I don't know. I rather spend my money on figures. So I would just like, like I said, and I explained this to Rocky. I think I explained this on the last podcast too. I'm not like a crazy comic book collector or comic book reader. Now I'll read it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather get like the graphic novels, like with all the issues in one book, versus like, oh, I'm just going to the comic book store and just keep grabbing issue after issue after issue. But I was like really big in like to the TV shows, the movies and things like that, and that's how I got my Marvel fix. So yeah, you nerds keep buying comic books. Y'all do y'all thing. Keep the comic book industry in business.
Got to.
No, yeah. I remember watching Comistorian a long time ago when I was like a young. I was young. I think I was like in middle school when I started watching him. So he was doing it for a long time.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
bro.
definitely an OG in that game, in that realm. Honestly,
Yeah.
I think he was the first. Maybe not the first, but his style of doing it was definitely like what made that scenery pop off.
I would listen to him like a podcast. Like I had a data entry team, a data entry job. That's what I was trying to say. And I would literally just put my earbuds in, and I would just listen to whatever issue and whatever, and just listen to him. But yeah, no, rest in peace. But let's go ahead and get with the topics with today's topics. So we're gonna get into Marvel Rivals just dropped season 1. To my attention, they announced that they're adding on the Fantastic Four to the roster. So right now we only got Reed Richards and Sue Storm at this very moment. So we do not have the Thing and Human Torch yet in season 1. Now I did not play them yet. So have you guys had any experience playing with them in Marvel Rivals yet?
I have. I know that Sue Storm, she's a strategist, and what that is for those that don't play the game, basically a healer. And then Reed Richards is a duelist, which is a DPS player. So I played both of them, and I'll say between the two, I think that Invisible Woman takes it between them because she's been a great addition to the game, and definitely I think one of the best healers in the game so far. But Rocky, how do you feel about it?
No, I'm gonna agree with you. I got a friend who I played a game with, and he was like, to me, he was MVP like every game because there's so much you can do with Sue. You can make she puts up shields for her players, so not only can you attack through it, but whoever tries to attack back at you, that force field is not gonna get nothing's gonna get through it. And she can do that for multiple people at once. And if I remember correctly, correct me if I'm wrong, Gabe, but I think she can make some of the players invisible.
Yeah, so that's actually her ult, in which she can like put down within a circle, and whichever teammates are in the circle turn invisible.
Yeah, so yeah, I definitely think she's a great addition. I mean, Reed isn't bad, but if I had to pick between the two, I'm definitely picking Sue.
It's a fun game. I enjoyed it whenever I do get a chance to play. It's just so hard playing games for me right now. I'm so tired, bro. I'm old. I turn 30 next month, and it's bro. Every time I think about playing games, bro, my eyes just get heavy. I don't know why, bro. My eyes get heavy. They turn red. They get all glossy. I'm like, yeah, bro. Nah, I ain't playing right now. Bro, I literally have to like have the stamina. And plus, like, whenever one day y'all guys are gonna be fathers one day, and the minute you bust out that controller, they gonna want to control it too. And crazy thing is, I don't have it with me. I purposely bought a controller, like a little toy controller for my son, and he rather play with the PS5 controller. So you like, man, that shit cooler. I rather do that.
A real thing.
I ain't gonna lie, that may be my fault.
How?
When I brought that PS5 over that one time, me and Kyson was on we was on some Marvel. Oh, Kyson was playing Spider Man. He was getting beat up, but he was playing.
Yeah, as a 1-year-old should. Get beat up.
That's probably why he liked that controller so much. He kept grabbing to. I like, go ahead, go crazy,
Man, but yeah, bro. Marvel Rivals is really dope. It's dethroning Overwatch from what I'm hearing. I never played Overwatch.
Oh, yeah,
I'm not that deep, but I do enjoy the game. And I definitely need to put in some more time playing it. So I got to bring my PlayStation back in my office because it ain't shit getting done in my living room. It's just not. I got to be secluded.
May look better on a monitor too.
I've told.
Oh
Is that
yeah,
what you, Rocky, telling me that it's better to play on a monitor?
most definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
It's cause it's cause with TVs, bro, you would think a TV works because it's bigger,
Uh,
but that's where you mess up. It is because it's bigger, so you have to look around way more to catch things. Meanwhile, a monitor is like perfectly in your space, your vision.
mhm.
So it's like all right there. So you see everything on such a smaller screen way quicker.
Yeah, and I think that game looks great on OLED, and then the higher the hertz, obviously.
Speaking of OLED and video games, today Nintendo, in great Nintendo fashion, dropped the trailer for the Nintendo Switch 2. I love Nintendo Switch. It's my favorite console. I love it. It looks great. It looks amazing. They made it bigger. The kickstand's different. The Joy Cons are different. It's an all black. It's very sleek. The only thing I'm worried about is that I'll say this. Well, one, I'll say this. I don't know if you guys watched the trailer or seen it. Man, there's a new Mario Kart coming out, and the
I saw that.
Mario characters look so different. Because at first I'm like, oh, Mario Kart, cool. It is backwards compatible for the most part. So any Nintendo Switch games y'all have now will work on Nintendo Switch 2. So they have confirmed that most games, apparently not all games, but most games will.
Nice.
Which I assume there's going to be more of the technical games. Like that involves a lot of movement in the Joy Cons, but it looks lit. And but hopefully they continue because I have the OLED Switch. Hopefully they keep the OLED screen. I ain't gonna lie, I'll probably low key kind of take me out of getting Nintendo Switch. Well, no, let me not say it'll take me out. I won't be in a hurry to get a Nintendo Switch too, because I've grown attached to the OLED screen. Um, Another thing I hope that they do. What was it? I hope it supports 4K. I hope it's a 4K screen too, which I don't know why. I doubt it. I rather, I don't think they're, Nintendo going to go that hard on the Nintendo Switch 2. Me, just personal reason, but I mean, what you guys think?
Should have called it the Nintendo Switch U, like the Wii U.
Right. Hopefully, man. I hope it doesn't go down. Man, the Wii U, I didn't get that, which is crazy because I wanted the Wii U so bad, and everybody was
I
like,
did
"Don't
too.
get that, don't
Yeah.
get that."
My only I don't think it's gonna do bad in sales. I don't think that. My bad. I'm looking at the Mario Kart 9 trailer. Um, I don't think it's gonna do bad with sales because it's Nintendo.
Yeah.
But at the same time, what's really different? Because when they dropped the Switch, the Lite, and what's that new one that you have,
It's the same
Tom?
Switch. It's just the OLED screen. It's the exact same Switch.
Yeah, so it's like, what's different?
I mean, I think it's bigger. Hopefully, well, I'll say that they're going to explain that all the way in April. I don't even know why they doing like it's January. I think April 4th or something like that. I forgot.
So in 3 months.
Or April 2nd. They're gonna have a whole like Nintendo Direct talking about all the features and stuff. But I love Nintendo. I've been a Nintendo kid growing up. GameCube, my favorite console probably of all time, still to this day, between GameCube and PlayStation 2.
Your
But
favorite?
yeah, I hopefully Nintendo Switch 2. I ain't gonna lie, if they can put like PlayStation 5 features in a Nintendo Switch 2, like I wish we could still have like, and I know it's supposed to be family oriented, so they're not gonna do like, the chat rooms and the like the crazy online thing, like kind of like what we do like on Fortnite, Marvel Rivals, and all that type of stuff. Because I think they're trying to keep it safe for the kids, because that's mostly between kids and man children that's buying a Nintendo Switch. So, but hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, it's worth. I wonder how much it costs. There's no price for it yet. I know like a Nintendo Switch. Like a regular Nintendo Switch was 300 and the OLED was 350. So hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully, it stays in that realm of pricing. Not necessarily sure.
What's y'all's favorite
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Nintendo Switch game or Nintendo game in general from
Man,
childhood?
Smash Brothers. I'll say that. I don't know if Smash Brothers count, but I'll say this: if Smash Brothers don't count, I would definitely say I really enjoyed Mario. Dang, which was it? Um, Mario Sunshine. That I would say between that and I guess Mario Kart. I don't know Mario. I don't know why I feel like Mario Kart and Smash shouldn't count as like favorite games because they're like party games. But
No,
but
they
I
really are.
really enjoyed like the Mario Sunshine and ooh bro, there was one game. What game was that? Believe it or not, bro, another favorite game of mine was the Fantastic Four game that
Oh,
was on
really?
GameCube, bro. Yeah,
I played that on PlayStation 2,
yeah,
but
yeah,
I
bro.
mean,
I got that on PS3.
PSD, yeah, bro. I was that like it was
I
fun.
got both of
I
them.
had a choice between a PlayStation and a Nintendo GameCube, and for whatever reason, I picked the GameCube, and I was like, I had fun with it, and I was
GameCube
like, I
valid.
should have got a PlayStation.
hey, there's no hate on that. I had a GameCube too.
GameCube valid. I still have a
It's
GameCube.
crazy.
Two of them.
It's funny because I got the PlayStation 2. I think when I got the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 3 was announced like literally like a month later. I got it like at the very end.
No, it'd be like that. For me, so when you say our favorite Nintendo game, are we saying like a Nintendo known game or like a Nintendo exclusive game?
Well, I would say maybe exclusive, just because it
Yeah.
makes it special for Nintendo.
Out of biasness, Ultimate Alliance 3.
Okay,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah,
You like
dude. I
Ultimate
I
Alliance?
only
remember.
say
Wait,
that
yeah, you like Ultimate Alliance 3?
No,
I like it only because, well, I don't like it only because of that, but I only said that because it's only on Switch.
Okay,
yeah,
But I liked it because it brought back the nostalgia feel of playing Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2.
man, I ain't gonna
But if
lie.
we're
I was
talking like strictly Nintendo, I would say Mario 3D Land.
oh yeah, Mario 3D Land. Oh, that's a good one. I do like it. Only reason, like, I don't know, Ultimate Alliance 3. I don't know, bro. When I heard they was coming out with it, I'm like, oh, bet, cool, because Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2 was
yeah.
awesome. Like it was went hard. Then I was like, then I heard like exclusively on Switch. I'm like, this is when I started to bite. Like, this is about to be kitty. I don't know, cause compared to like Ultimate Alliance 1 and 2, bro, can y'all imagine like getting 3 like on PlayStation? How hard that was gonna be? I don't know, bro. I feel like it was. I mean, it was good. I did enjoy the game. I really did. I don't know, bro. I feel like it was 1 and 2 was very
I feel like
real,
one is an
mature.
all-time classic right there. I
Yeah.
remember playing through that, and then actually that brought me in as a kid, like just learning about all the Marvel characters and Marvel history. And
Mhm.
then the second one really brought me into the story of Civil War. That's really where I learned most of the aspects of that storyline there.
Whose side did you pick?
I actually chose Cap.
You chose Cap.
Yeah.
I think I chose Iron Man.
Oh, bro. Don't get me started on this
No,
topic.
on the game, it's funny because
Um,
on the game, 'cause I didn't really understand. On the game, I chose Iron Man initially, not necessarily realizing what was like the actual thing, like actual issue at hand. If I would have did it like all over again, I definitely would have chose Captain America to play him first
yeah, I chose Cap side as well in the
in the
game.
game. Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. That's a hot that's gonna be our hot topic episode. Iron Man
Oh
versus
yeah.
Cap. This been like I know you new to the group, Gabe, but man, we have this thing like Iron Man versus like Cap, like that whole like morally like oh bro, that's a whole topic, bro. Still to
That,
this
Bro,
day,
we
Civil War,
had that topic like 3 times a year,
bro.
bro.
Civil War is still probably one of the best Marvel. Civil War was probably one of the like it's a perfect movie to me. I do not know
oh
why.
yeah, me too. I
It's
love that movie so much.
Winter Soldier, Civil War, perfect. Like there was like the very few Marvel movies that were 10 out of 10 for me. Um but yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, we got to get back on track. I can talk about Civil
Wait, if
War
you don't
all
mind
day,
me
sorry,
asking,
bro.
since I'm new, what's team like what side are y'all
Man, I was
on?
Rocky, go ahead, bro.
Um, in terms of the MCU, I'm gonna say Iron Man. Cap was right for the most part, but I totally understood Iron Man side versus the comics. I was Team Cap because the way they went about it in the comic books is pretty different from the
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah.
I just feel like I understood Tony's POV of having that guilt on him because the mom was very much right. Y'all are out here. Can we cuss on here?
If you like to, just know that I'm sending the link
Oh,
to your mama after we get done with this podcast. So it's up to you.
that's fine. So they're kicking ass in Sokovia and killing people while doing it. Like you can't save everybody,
Hmm.
and you just get to go scotch free. Nothing happens to you. You don't like go into questioning and all that. So I understood that guilt coming from Tony because Tony don't like to make the same mistakes twice.
Yeah.
So I looked at it from that perspective. Like, yeah, we were busy fighting and we didn't get to save everybody, but Cap and them would still be able to save people, just not as much as they would if they weren't part of this Sokovia Accords. So I understood both sides, but I related to Iron Man much because I know the guilt that can hold on one person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, nah, and I chose Cap. I just like Cap's side because it was just again, I just being controlled by the government, just being kind of like I said, just being told where to go. And again, like to Rocky's point, Iron Man was definitely not wrong. Like sometimes there are need to be some type of constraints, and it has to be some type of balance, with them. But at the same time, I think it was more towards the what was it? Like his parents, like the whole thing of like Iron Man, like Bucky being. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Hold on, yeah, we're gonna have to add another topic to this, bro, because this leads into the whole should Bucky be Captain America? Because now that we got not Falcon and Winter Soldier, Captain America: Brave New World coming out. Um, it led to the whole thing of like, okay, Bucky was brainwashed and Iron Man's trying to kill him. My point is like, yo, like Tony, chill. Like I get you mad, bro, but come on, dog. Bucky was brainwashed, bro. Like it is. I not understand
But you
like the
gotta
heat
think
of the
about it.
moment.
It's his parents though.
It is
You
his
know.
parents, but at the same time, he couldn't control
But
that. He didn't
bro,
know,
he saw his parents get brutally murdered. Like that's
Yeah.
different versus being told. He literally like imagine you saw me robotic punching the crap out your daddy face until he dead.
bro. And I would have been like, bro,
I don't know. I
they
think your
said those
dad should
words
have.
to you, bro.
Brother,
I would sit there, I'm like, I would have gave you grace, bro. I would have sat there, I'm like, bro, you killed my dad, but
nah, bro.
Grace.
I'm gonna keep it a
Grace.
stack, bro. If I saw a video of you in 4K beating the crap out of my dad and then breaking my mama
but
throat,
I
oh,
was brainwashed. That's what I'm saying, bro. I didn't know what I was
you still
doing.
did it? No, okay. On top of that, Bucky did not help, bro.
Oh, I
I
ain't gonna.
get it.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Tony asked a question. I get it, but you shouldn't have said that. He said, "Do you even remember them?" Bro said, "I remember all of
I
them."
ain't gonna lie, bro.
Shut up.
That one line made the movie go from a 10 to a 9.99999. Cause I was like, why would you say that? Like, I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah,
The boy said, like, you remember killing my parents? Hell yeah, I remember killing your parents. Ain't
That's
no way,
insane.
bro.
yeah, bro.
All right. Anyway, I'll say this. We'll have to save this topic for another episode. Basically, I'll say this. We can circle back to this topic on closer to Brave New World for all the weird people that think Bucky should have been Captain America instead of Sam Wilson. But um, so there was a I guess an article. So Cynthia Eriva, she was recently in the movie Wicked. I know she played Harriet in the back, and she in back in the day. What was another? She was the Blue Witch in the Pinocchio movie. Those are just movies I remember. She says that Storm is a character she would love to play. And I ain't gonna lie. I remember I sent it to the group chat saying like, hell no, definitely not. But I'm gonna be honest. I think she'll do a good job. I definitely think she'll do a good job. I think I think it was one of those things that I'll say before I get into my explanation, what do you guys think? Y'all think she'll be a good Storm, or y'all feel like there's better casting? And no, y'all can't say Beyonce.
Oh God, no.
I mean,
I I would say there's definitely other contenders for sure.
mhm.
But with Cynthia, I definitely feel like she got the acting chops for it.
Yeah.
Like she's a great, phenomenal actress.
Mm.
From what I've seen her playing Harriet, and that's what making me say yes, she can play Storm.
And I feel like she got all the Marvel recipe. Like she's I'm not saying she's new. She's not a new actress. Like I said, she's been in the game for a while, but she's starting to become a little bit more mainstream. She's not yet like the big superstar yet, but Marvel being in a Marvel movie would be just a push for her to be like high level actress, and plus, especially playing a big character like Storm, probably one of the most requested characters in like comics, to hit other than Haley Berry, being back on reprising the role as Storm. Man, I don't know what you think, Gabe.
I mean, ultimately, I think she's an amazing actor.
Hmm.
We've seen her most recently in Wicked. Did y'all watch Wicked by chance?
No. Sorry. No, I have not watched Wicked.
I haven't
I
either.
want to. I do want to. I'm not saying I'm not going to watch it. I do want to but I have not seen Wicked.
I haven't seen it either, but I know she puts up an amazing performance in that. And honestly, I want to see a younger Storm, to be honest with you.
You think she
Someone like
old?
not old per se, but like
No,
when I
hold
say
on.
younger Storm, how old is she, by the way? Do we know that
She
her
That's a
age?
good
Like
definitely,
off the
question.
top of y'all's
she
head?
definitely, she pushing 30. No, she is 30
Oh,
something.
okay. That's actually
Okay.
not that.
No, because
How?
remember, actually, I forgot. We had another storm in the reboot,
Yeah, and that's
Yeah, I do know that one. Yeah,
and that was our young storm there. I don't really care for like that storm, but
yeah.
that's in the young storm. Because here's my thing, and this is the conversation that Rocky and I had about it. She seems, looking at those weird ass interviews that she did with Ariana Grande, who's probably going to end up playing Rogue. Not playing, no, but oh, bro, that would be crazy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'll boycott the movie if they end up being an X-Men together. I'm like, yeah, I'm not watching X-Men at all. There's no way I want them back on the screen together. I cannot stand them in the same damn room as each. Well, anyway, I'm thinking that she's kind of be one of those actresses that like suggest stuff, and it's going to be like, and it's not going to be a good like suggestion for Storm. Like, for instance, and I don't want to make it seem like because she's a woman that this is going to be an issue, because honestly that issue came from The Rock originally, because he was cast as Black Adam, and now he's talking about that he don't want to fight Shazam, and
Oh yeah.
he wants to fight Superman. He want to focus his energy on fighting Superman. Thank God that didn't pull through. But it's just to the point, like somebody who's playing a character that they know shit about, and that's my thing. I feel like that she's gonna say something like, I don't know. I just hope that she do Storm justice if they cast her, that she does Storm justice, and she's trying not to do like a whole left field decision about Storm, and now Storm is like, weird.
Yeah, 1,000%. And honestly, with the new X-Men coming in, I kind of hope they go younger a little bit, just so we can see them grow. Um, Similar to like First Class, or at least the first issue of X-Men, they were all kind of on the younger side, like Scott Summers, Jean Grey, Iceman, all of them. I kind of hope they go that route, and including Storm in that,
Yeah.
possibly.
Because like I think in the original one, they're pretty old. Not old, but they're older people.
Yes.
They're not like
yeah.
kids. Because in the reboot, then
You're
they
talking
made them
about
like
the 2000, the 1999 one? Because I think that came
yeah.
out in 1999, the first one.
Yeah, it came out 1999. Yeah, yeah,
Was it
yeah, yeah.
99?
Yeah, it was
I
99.
thought it was 2000s.
No, the rest of them were in the 2000s, like
Yeah, yeah,
X2,
yeah.
but I think the first one was 99.
That's crazy. I had no clues that it was that old. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I
it's
had no
definitely
clue.
it's definitely 99 or 2000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
It was
2000.
Okay.
2000. Okay. I'm gonna
July
say
July
99.
14.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
July 14, 2000. 99 was Blade, I believe.
Blade.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I agree. Back to what Gabe was saying, I do think with the X-Men, it definitely should be a younger cast because X-Men, they have so many things that they can pull from the comics. Like no disrespect to the Avengers, but X-Men just has so much more lore and interesting things about them as a team, as a family,
Mm,
the issues that each individual go through. I feel like they're what they go through versus what like the Avengers go through is like heavier, more meaningful,
Hmm.
and you could definitely like spread that across way more movies.
yeah.
That and there's so many different X Men
So
teams.
many. There's so many,
So
dog.
I want to know.
I personally think that they should go the younger route. I think they should go the younger route in general going forward. I think a perfect example of that is Tom Holland.
Hmm.
Tom Holland started playing Peter Parker maybe like 23, 24, around there. He was in his early 20s for sure. And he's getting a whole nother trilogy. Nobody else in the MCU has that. Because, they're getting older. They don't want to be in that spotlight for so long. And, your body's going to wear out on you. That's the reason why we don't have Samuel L. Jackson doing fight scenes as Nick Fury. Nick Fury fights.
Boy, Sam
So,
Yeah.
is old. Like
Yes, bro.
Samuel L. Jackson is a very old man, and think he looks great for his age, and in all these movies that he's in and stuff, he is very old. Yeah, no, that's yeah, no, I definitely agree. Having a younger X Men, so we can watch them grow up, things like that. I just think with knowing Marvel, I feel like they're gonna do it's gonna be like a team. They're gonna try to throw like stuff somebody in that X Men roster that no one like cares about, and that's my biggest concern.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
was
they
about
do
to
tend to do
say.
that.
Yeah,
Like
like
honestly, like what would be the first team that they establish? You know?
watch. It's gonna be like
I definitely think the OG team.
you said what?
I definitely think the OG team is what they should do. Because from what I'm hearing, I don't know how true it is, but Wolverine's not going to be part of this. Like eventually he'll come down on further in the future of the MCU and the Mutant Saga. He will,
Mhm.
but I heard that he's not going to be one of the founders of X Men in the MCU,
Mm,
and I think that's great because that's how it was in the comics.
yeah.
That and the OG X Men movies, those are our childhood, yes, but Cyclops is the leader,
Yeah.
and they pushed Hugh Jackman's Wolverine like crazy, and I think we need to show that love to Cyclops. And to kind of piggyback off the whole young thing, I think I don't know if this is a comic book thing, but I think it's great to go with the younger cast because they're mutants.
Mm,
So you can have them be any age, but it's the fact that they look so young that can push that narrative. Like perfect example, maybe like with Superman, like Henry Cavill looks like an old dude, right?
mm,
He looks like he's in his 40s. But David Cornsweet, he's young, and Superman's an alien who doesn't really age. I don't know if you get the point that I'm trying to say, but like I feel like these heroes have been around for so long in comic books that they don't age.
right. Yeah, and they have longevity. Like we get to
Yeah.
keep them for a longer period of time. Cause that's my thing with like older characters. Like unfortunately, like with Red Hulk, like unfortunately, homie passed away. I forgot the actor's name who played Thunderbolt Ross, but now Harrison Ford is playing Thunderbolt Ross, and that's my thing with like older characters, and they try to put them in like these important characters. I'm like, hey y'all, we need to hurry up and make these movies. The time is ticking on a good portion of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, having a younger. So did y'all feel like when the going like the reboot? Because I feel like the reboot is exactly what y'all explaining. Having like a young X Men. I don't know. Are y'all saying y'all want like a young X Men as like, hey, they're like literal teenagers and they grow up into be like these adults, or y'all just saying very young adults and they're just for them to be around longer?
I would say honestly, when it comes to the X Men specifically as a team, I think that they should be young adults, more in their young, like early 20s. I wouldn't really say teenagers, just because of like the circumstances and situations that they get themselves into throughout like different storylines. But kind of to circle back what Rocky was saying, I really hope they do give like Scott Summers that like attention that he deserves and that center attention that Captain America got with Steve Rogers, and give him that younger piece of you know, that leadership style, that basically everything we love about Cyclops in the X Men '97 series. Give him that in this new upcoming X Men series.
Yeah, I would say this. I would say like how we have like a story, like somewhat of a storyline for like Iron Man or Tony Stark. Steve Rogers has like his own little storyline. I feel like every single Avenger kind of have like their story. They have kind of like their beginning, middle, and end. I
Yeah,
want that for like Cyclops. I don't want him to just be like, I'm the leader of the X Men, just being an asshole the entire time. Like I want him to have a story, and I think that's what X Men. That's what they succeeded with him with X Men '97. Like we saw more of like Scott instead of
yeah,
like, oh, I'm just a leader and just being, being a jerk to the team. And the thing is, not necessarily he was a jerk. I wouldn't say he was a jerk, but he was being a leader.
yeah.
Somebody had to be
Yeah.
tough. Somebody had to be, straightforward with their team. But yeah, I definitely want like a story, like a good Scott Summers story, because I feel like the whole thing kind of fell with the original X Men. Uh, his story kind of fell off towards the end, me personally. And I said I don't know if I had to like rewatch it, just to confirm. I feel like after Jean Grey was dead, that was it. Like his story was pretty much over. That's how I looked at it. Like I said, that's once we get closer to that, I definitely feel like we should like rewatch that movie. But yeah, but any other thoughts before we move into the main course of this podcast?
I will say, circling back to whenever Rocky was talking about Wolverine not being a part of the new X-Men,
Yeah.
I know that supposedly Hugh Jackman's Wolverine is supposed to be a significant role within Secret Wars, and I think with them using that much, like a, how would you say it, being a supporting role in each of those storylines would fill up, or at least feed fans or Wolverine fans at least what they need before we jump into the new X Men series.
Yeah. It's gonna be Henry Cavill, by the way. That's gonna be our new
That'd be
Wolverine.
crazy.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. When I saw him as Wolverine, bro, I could have done I could have did a backflip, but I don't think it's. Y'all think Hugh Jackman is gonna? I know he's gonna, like you said, gonna be here for Secret Wars. Y'all think he's gonna stick around? Like stick around? Because what I'm thinking
No,
is, oops. Another thing I'm thinking. This is me thinking as Kevin Feige. Just doing extra shit for no reason. I think they're gonna do the whatever this newer X-Men team is, because since we already had two renditions of Cyclops, Storm, we technically only had one Wolverine, and everybody else. I think he's going to be Old Man Logan, and they're going to focus the Wolverine. Our MCU Wolverine is going to be X-23. I think that's what they're going to give her a suit, and she's going to be the definitive Wolverine for the MCU. I I'm not saying that's what I want. I have a feeling that's what it's going to be. I think it's going to do that instead of like, oh, we're just going to recast Wolverine, because the world will literally explode if anybody other than Hugh Jackman plays Wolverine, because nerds just cannot handle anybody else playing Wolverine. But what do you guys think?
I do want her name is Daphne
Daphne Keene, I think.
Daphne King.
Mommy.
I do want her to stick around. I do want her to stick around. I feel like we didn't get enough of her.
Mhm.
X-23 is a cool character in my
Yeah,
opinion.
she's great.
Um, we only saw her in Deadpool Wolverine. That wasn't even for long,
Mhm.
and they brought her to Deadpool's universe. So that has to. They didn't do that just to do that.
Mhm.
So I definitely do see what you're saying, because it do seem like they're gonna set up with what I'm seeing from Deadpool Wolverine at the end was Wolverine holding Dogpool, and it looked like him and Laura were having a little heart to heart. So I can definitely see what you're saying with them keeping Hugh Jackman as Old Man Logan and him like being her teacher and growing that connection throughout time. I can definitely see that being the case. Um, I'll be me personally. I'll be cool with that. I don't know how like the haters or people saying it'll be woke. I don't know how people will view that, but I'm down for Daphne King to be our Wolverine going forward.
Mhm.
I'm down for that. I think that's nice, and like you said, you'll keep Hugh Jackman around as Old Man Logan, so it gives the fans, a equal
Yeah.
balance.
So would you say that would all come in after or before the Secret Wars reboot?
After. Yeah,
After.
I think because the thing is, what I learned about MCU, and I feel like they did that with Spider Man. They're doing that with, well, they mostly did that with Spider Man. They don't want to keep reinventing the wheel, because like again, we didn't like with Spider Man. We were doing villains that we haven't like touched yet, which was like Vulture, Mysterio. I think we're gonna get Scorpion pretty soon, and things like that. Hell, Venom is probably going to be the first time they've done that character like a third time or something like that. But I just feel like with X Men, yeah, we're going to have them, but I don't think we're going to have like our classic Rogue, Gambit, Beast. I mean, they're going to be there, but I think they're going to try to do like a more modern team, or at least it's going to end up being a more modern team later on.
I feel like, sorry to cut you off. I do feel like if I'm thinking like Kevin Feige, I do think he's gonna give the character that didn't get that much love in the OG
Yeah.
ones, like a time to shine. Like we only saw Jubilee. Jubilee plays a big part in Logan's development as a father figure
Mhm.
and as a character, and we only saw her for maybe a total of 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, talk about in
And
and
Apocalypse,
she looked awesome too.
Yeah.
yeah, the actress they picked for her, I don't know her name, but I love that
She was
casting. I
perfect.
wanted to see more of her. I don't know. Growing up watching the animated series, I love Jubilee, and so I do feel like what you said they don't want to do a rinse and repeat. So I definitely think he should give those characters that didn't get the justice a spotlight.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that I think we're definitely gonna get Rogue. I think Rogue and Gambit is something that hasn't really been. Because to be honest, I don't think. Oh no, I mean I'll say this. I don't think we actually have not had a Gambit done right. Like the whole Rogue and Gambit story has not been done in a
Mhm.
movie
Y'all think
yet.
Channing Tatum's coming back for that?
I ain't gonna lie. I hope. Well, I'll say this. I know he's
It
gonna come
seems,
back.
yeah.
I don't think he's gonna be our Gambit. I don't think he's gonna be like the Gambit. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Homie was looking kind of chunky in that Gambit suit.
No, I agree,
I'm gonna keep it a whole
100%.
buck. I don't think he's gonna be able to play Gambit long. But I don't know. He may surprise us. He might end up being Gambit, But I he did do a good job. That made me Deadpool and Wolverine made me realize like, yo, bro, we literally took a L on the whole him not playing Gambit.
Oh, I
Like
know.
like man, like definitely would have been a fun movie to watch. 'Cause I forgot we've had a Gambit before. He was in
Yeah.
Wolverine Origins.
And wasn't I heard Channing Tatum was originally supposed to be that Gambit.
Oh, he was supposed to be that
Yeah, he
Gambit.
was.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that because with the X Men Origin Wolverine,
Mhm.
I know they kind of used that part of the trilogy for Wolverine himself,
Yeah.
but Origins was supposed to be its own thing,
Mm,
and Gambit was supposed to be the next one.
yeah. Mm.
So I don't know who the third one was gonna
I heard
be,
we were supposed to get a
but
Cyclops origin too. When that's supposed to be a thing?
I heard about that too, but I also heard that there was supposed to be a Magneto one, which shifted into First Class.
Mm.
that's the third one I heard.
First Class is so underrated. I love that movie.
I
First Class.
agree.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And that's why Cynthia should be Storm. Anyway, we gotta move on to the next topic. So this is the main course of the Geek Nation podcast. So today, or actually yesterday, today for us, we was blessed with the actually not yesterday. It was 2 days ago. Maybe because I watched it so many times, it felt like it came out today. Uh, we were blessed with the Daredevil Born Again trailer, and it was it, it was awesome. My hype is at 100, A plus. This is the trailer that I need. I feel like it didn't show too much. It showed just enough action. It's just like, hey, Mickey Mouse took a vacation. We're doing whatever the hell we want to do up here in Marvel Studios, baby, bro. That matter of fact, I'm gonna guess I'll let y'all go ahead and take over the conversation on this one because I'm gonna sound like a fanboy.
No, man, it was awesome. I mean, I loved all the aspects of it. They brought back the action that was in the Netflix series. I mean, the vibes were there. Obviously, the color grading, a lot of people, that's the biggest gripe. But other than that, I mean, bringing in the new characters and then the old ones like Foggy and Karen is coming back. And then, of course, my boy Punisher. It just looks very exciting.
Man, I know.
That was my highlight.
Yeah, Punisher. Yeah, no, I was hoping.
I love me some John Bernthal.
Yeah,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
and I think that's one thing. It's funny because my dad, he literally texted me today saying like I probably watched that trailer like 10 or 15 times since it came out, and my dad loved the Daredevil series. Like he loved that whole Netflix world, like the Daredevil, Punisher, Iron Fist, and Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. Like he loved. Well, I won't say he loved every single one of them, but he loved like the whole little universe that it built on Netflix. And my biggest request is like, yo, don't change anything. Because when I first heard that, oh, Charlie Cox is coming back as Daredevil, great. I kind of I was a little bit hesitant because I was like, all right, now they're gonna Disney-fy it, and it's not gonna be as bloody anymore. And Netflix, they're gonna pull their punches. Nah, dog. This thing is just as gruesome and action packed as the Netflix series. And I did realize that, Gabe, the color grading on that one, it is a little bit brighter. Which again, I do understand because now it's part of the MCU, and I guess they have to go, continue with the tone of like the universe, I guess.
Yeah.
'Cause I did realize that it's not as like cold and dark in that the original thing. And I ain't gonna lie, I don't want to say it bothered me, but I did notice it. But but I'll say this: they're bringing back everybody. There's no recastings. Everybody's here. And Hell's Kitchen is cooking, like for real.
I know,
I'll
especially
say
with the
this.
Fisk running from here.
Uh, yeah, I would say I'm looking at it right now. The color grading is definitely different, but I remember I was talking to Gabe about this on a private conversation. I think that helps bring in the mixture of what Daredevil is. I remember everybody had the problem that he was too like comic booky and comedic in She-Hulk,
Hmm.
but Matt Murdock definitely has that side to him.
Right.
Now, I hope they don't force it like how they do Guardians of the Galaxy or Tony Stark here and there, because that's not him. But he definitely has a charm to him, and I feel like the original color grading just wouldn't fit
Yeah. No, and that makes
that
sense.
balance.
Yeah, and I think it's because it's like, yeah, it's exactly what you said. Because another thing you also have to consider is whenever you put like another Marvel character in another Marvel movie, like it kind of has to match the tone. Because he can't be like, I'm Matt Murdock and I'm a lawyer and Daredevil
Yeah,
at night. And I'm trying to think Guardians of the Galaxy, because it's a brighter movie, it's a lighter movie, but yeah, I think it does have to set like the same tone. You do have to somewhat feel like it's in the same universe with it. Like I said, it doesn't bother me. I think long as the writing's good, long as the action is good, because I'll say this honestly, Daredevil has the best action in any Marvel franchise that we've had to date. Still, other than like Winter Soldier, Winter Soldier is a very close second.
Yeah.
I Daredevil, like the martial arts, the moves, honestly, to be honest, I was hoping Iron Fist was going to beat Daredevil, and it didn't. Um, Iron Fist sucks. Sorry. Hopefully we get a better Iron Fist later on in the franchise. But like, man, but I'm super pumped that Daredevil that like I said, I feel like they're just gonna pick up right where they left off. Kingpin, arguably probably the best villain in the MCU. Yeah, I would definitely say he's probably my favorite villain in the MCU at this current moment, other than like what was another, like Killmonger and Thanos. Um, but man, I'll say this: what are you guys most excited about? I think y'all both said I think Punisher is what y'all probably most excited about, huh?
I would say I will only say Punisher because I just see all the comic book references. The way you gushing over Daredevil, I'm about to gush over Punisher. I just see all the references, and I think this is going to be one of the best stories told
Mhm.
because there's a bit of realism if the leaks are true. I don't know if you noticed. I think in one of the set photos, I could be wrong. I saw he used the new Punisher logo
Mm.
in one of those. The majority of set pics I saw of John Bernthal's Punisher, it was the normal one. But I did hear that in this season, the reason why Punisher is involved because there's cops working for Fisk, or there's dirty cops within the system wearing that logo, doing injustice.
Mm.
And Punisher doesn't want to be seen. He doesn't want those people to share his logo. And I heard that's what brings Punisher into that story
Mm.
because his logo is everywhere. Um, from the trailer, I saw White Tiger's gonna be in here.
yeah.
So I feel like all that's gonna play a part with Punisher's part and Daredevil Born Again. And I feel like all that is I feel like this overall is leading to Devil's Reign. And for the people that's watching that's not in the comic books, Devil's Reign is basically when Kingpin became mayor, and he's basically trying to get rid of superheroes. Like he feels like superheroes are causing damage. He feels like we all know Kingpin is the real bad guy. But he's basically trying to get rid of superheroes so he can keep his empire so high. And then from the trailer, we saw he's mayor. We saw that he's um, making these false viewpoints on heroes.
Sorry again, we had another technical error. I don't even want to say it's an error. We talk too damn much. That's what happened. And Riverside's like, hey yo, y'all need to wrap this shit up. So let's go ahead and get back into our Daredevil love session real quick. So Rocky, go ahead and I think he was in the middle of a point.
Oh yeah, I was saying I think I'm really excited for Daredevil Born Again because I feel like this is a story that Marvel needs at the moment. I
Hmm.
feel like we've had too many like Avenger level stories, and I feel like this is so down to earth and so grounded, but it affects the overall future of the MCU. I feel like it's taken away from the comic book Devil's Reign, where Kingpin is mayor and he's basically trying to get rid of superheroes, and it don't matter if you're Avenger level or not, you're still a superhero. So that still
Hmm.
puts you at risk because they live on Earth. So I feel like this is a grounded level story, but it affects the broader world of the MCU. And I think it's cool to finally see like grounded level stories affecting bigger level threats and all that. Because for the past couple of years, it's been space threats threatening Earth versus Earth problems threatening the bigger future. Because Daredevil that can go into so many things. We're gonna get X-Men soon. That can go into mutants being hated because they got powers. It can do so much, and knowing how good Kingpin is at convincing people, I feel like this story is gonna wow people, and I think it's something Disney Plus needed for sure. With cause we just
Yeah.
got She Hulk, we don't talk about She Hulk. We got WandaVision. All these shows were like so high level maintenance, multiverse and all that. And I think it's finally good to bring it back down to a grounded level story. And I think Daredevil is the perfect person to bring that level back.
Do you think this should be a different like branch of Marvel? You know how we have like Marvel Knights. Do you think we should have like a Marvel Knights? Like so we have like our MCU, like our cosmic villains, not cosmic, cosmic heroes or cosmic storyline, and then we have like our hell, we can say mutant storyline. We have a mutant storyline or whatever, and then we have like our grounded like street level Marvel Knights storyline. So that could be like Moon Knight, that could be Blade, it could be Daredevil. Basically Marvel Midnight Suns or whatever. But man, do y'all think that should like they should split it up into that
I think
or
so.
like it being I'm not saying like they'll connect, so they'll mention each other, but again,
Yeah.
it's not like this whole like I don't know. What do you guys think?
I only say I think that is the perfect route to go because
Mm-hmm.
it gives the writers a form of freedom. Because you got when you have stories like Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, a grounded level superhero, you always got to think in the back of your head, it's just gonna make sense for the future of the the Infinity Stones or like that type of stuff. I mean, they did have movies in between that didn't really touch upon it,
Right.
but at the end of the day, it did kind of play a part with it, if that makes sense. And I feel like
Mm-hmm.
if you have different stories that you can focus on, that gives the writers something to not stress over. Like, let's say, perfect example, and it's kind of like off subject just a little bit, but perfect example is Spider-Man 4. They feel the need to make everybody wanted Spider-Man 4 to be a grounded level story. And if we had that setup of different levels of stories, they could have did that. But we're so focused on the multiverse saga that Spider-Man is crammed in between two big multiversal movies.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like backing up my example. So I definitely think that should be the route going forward. It gives writers more leeway to pick what they want to do with the character in a sense, but
Mm-hmm.
also pick what story they want that to connect to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Most
a
definitely.
1000%. I could see that happening, and I think that doing that and branching off the whole universe will keep this expanding instead of them focusing on just one straight storyline. If that makes sense,
Yeah.
why not have multiple storylines going on at the same time? I mean,
Yeah,
that's what's going on in our world, so why not theirs? You know?
yeah,
Right.
Uh,
And it'd be cool, like, like there might be like one big crossover event. Like for whatever
yeah.
reason, there is like a common thing that links all three of these worlds together. So we have like we have Cosmic Avengers and then or yeah, Cosmic Avengers, and then we have like our street level people. And then we have like, this there's so many different branches of Marvel. Um yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I would say, oh, what's up, Rocky?
I was gonna say that kind of goes back to what you used to say back in the past with Infinity War and Endgame. Cause I remember you used to always be like, "Where the hell is Daredevil, Luke Cage, and Punisher?" Like, you're telling me all this is
Right.
going on in New York right now, and Daredevil's not around. So I
Yeah.
definitely think, yeah, that plays a
Oh,
part.
Speaking of Daredevil not being around, that might be explained in the new show with his line. Like, apparently he hasn't been vigilanting because he crossed the line. I don't
Yeah.
know what period or when, if it was before Infinity War or during the blip. Who
Because
knows?
you know what I think about, and guess what? X-Men 97 painted that picture perfectly. Like what happens around the world when the world is freaking ending? Like where's all the heroes? And I used to love how not even just X Men '97. They were very good at that with the '90s superhero cartoons. Like you see like those
Mm,
things of like Galactus is coming and for whatever reason Spider Man is swinging and like yo what the hell is that
Yeah.
but X Men '97 we saw Daredevil flipping through the city noticing that Magneto is doing all that. That's kind of like my point too. I'm like, bro, you mean to tell me like we have all this going on in Daredevil, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, uh, you know, apparently the Eternals is literally just sitting here just letting all this shit happen. Why are we not seeing this? But yeah,
yeah.
no, I to Gabe's point, yeah, I think they're going to explain this. Explain where Daredevil has been. So apparently he crossed the line. So either he caught a body and I wonder who it was or what it was, basically this is going to be way of. I don't think they're going to retcon anything. I don't think
I
there's
think they're
anything.
gonna try their best not to.
Yeah, they try their best not to. Only thing they probably gonna retcon is Iron Man, not Iron Man, Iron Fist, lame ass. That's probably the only thing I could think of. But I will say this though. This is one question I want to ask. Do you guys think Spider Man is going to show up in Daredevil?
Oh, that's a great question.
He
um,
should,
I
but
agree. I think that there'll be a tease, but knowing Sony and how they're handling the Spider-Man situation, I don't think we'll get a full on like dialogue from Tom Holland.
okay.
Yeah, no, I definitely don't think Tom Holland. I could see Marvel doing what they do best when it comes to Spider Man, and that's him being mentioned. I think that's
Mm.
about it. I feel like Kingpin is going to say something about, oh, you have the Spider Man going around killing Mysterio or something like that. That's what I see at
Mm.
most. If Spider-Man 4 didn't take place where it's taking place, I would have been more prone to it being yes, he would appear. But knowing that Spider-Man 4 takes place in between both big Avenger crossover movies, I don't see there being any reason for them. Now they are saying Spider-Man 4 is grounded. I don't know how, but I don't see Spider-Man being put in this show. Cause it kind of goes back to what Kevin Feige said. I remember me and you on both occasions, Hawkeye, when he had that battle on the ice thing,
Hmm.
Hmm.
Spider Man literally swung above it at the end of No Way Home. But apparently that wasn't at the same time. But we were like, why didn't Spider Man show up in Falcon and the Winter Soldier final episode? Because that took place in Queens. And I
Right.
remember that the writer for Falcon and the Winter Soldier said, Kevin Feige said, does this character really play a part in this story? So I don't. That's why I say I don't see it happening because he's clearly not playing a part in this story. If Spider-Man 4 is going to be a multiversal story.
Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just curious just if we're just gonna get like a quick like Spider-Man. I don't even think he has to be like an actual like contender in the storyline. It's just are we gonna see Spider-Man in general? Like even if he just were to just swing by. Now another thing is I know in the Devil's Reign, the actual comic book, the person that was running against Kingpin was Luke Cage. Do y'all feel like that's gonna happen? That's the right story? That's the
Yeah,
storyline,
that's the
right?
right story. Yeah,
Yeah, y'all feel like Luke Cage is gonna make an appearance in Born Again?
That would be awesome. I mean, I love Luke Cage's character, and I think that the actor did an amazing job.
Mhm.
I really hope they bring him back in some way, shape, or form in either this series or his own series. Honestly, I would be okay with him not rebooting his series, but like bringing in and making him brand new again, if that makes sense, within the universe, and actually establishing him and him making a bigger impact within the street level uh, heroes. I will say.
I would say if they do it, they don't really have to change up much because it'll be somewhat different from the comic books. But remember, Luke Cage did end with him being like the top dog of Brooklyn, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Was it Harlem or I think it was Harlem.
Harlem.
Harlem, yeah,
Yeah.
and that could perfectly set up him going against Kingpin. It's like, hey, bro, you got your goons in Harlem doing this, and I run this. So I got to do something about it. So I feel like if you have to make it make sense to the MCU, I feel like that'd be a perfect thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. I think because did Luke Cage actually win? Like, did he win the
Yeah, he
election? I
did.
don't think I've like actually
He's
read
mayor
the
at the
finished the
moment in the
comic.
comics. He's mayor at the moment in the comics.
That's what's up.
Is he
That's
mayor already going into Daredevil, or is he running?
It looks like he's running.
he's running.
Running.
'Cause
Running.
remember,
Okay.
did y'all finish Echo?
I did.
Oh, I forgot about
I
that.
forget. I ain't gonna lie. I forgot that because Echo bleed literally leads into that. That well, one he notices that they're looking. The mayor is getting out of office or whatever, and he's gonna be which gives him the idea of like, yeah, I'm about to. What can I do for my city? And he notices that he can run for mayor, which is crazy because I think the biggest thing is, and this is not to get too political. All right, give y'all a heads up. Do not come for me in the comments with your bullshit. This is literally just me on the outside looking in. I think it's going to be crazy if they're going to have like Kingpin supporters in the MCU, like make New York something again, make New York great again, or whatever. I just think it'd be funny if they did something along the lines of that. It's just like the people who actually like people who know like corrupt, because I ain't gonna lie, it's one of those things of like there's some people, because I think I'm very excited, because here's the thing, for people who think Marvel is not political, like grow up. Like Marvel is literally like the whole basis of it is based on the world that we live in. Stan Lee literally said that himself. And I think what I'm excited to see is like the people who actually like supports this guy. People like, hey, Kingpin may be the person that we need, for New York City. He may be the person that, hey, the problems that we're having, the issues that we're having, maybe this is the guy that's going to make New York a better place to live in. And there's some people who just probably like, like, hey, there's no way, like, this guy is a murderer. This guy been to jail countless times. It's starting to sound real familiar. And now this man is about to run for mayor of New York, and things like that. There's no way this man could possibly win. I ain't gonna lie, it would be crazy if like Kingpin like won the election. I don't know. I think I'm gonna predict that. I'm gonna predict that Kingpin actually gonna win this thing. I don't know. But really depends. If Luke Cage ended up being like the person who runs for mayor, I'm like, okay, then I changed my answer. But yeah, no, I definitely am ready to see what this what type of conversations that this is going to bring. And then I'll say this, and this is my last thing, and then I think it's safe to say I'll let you guys bring y'all points. Safe to say we can wrap this podcast up. My boy Bullseye is back,
Yes,
and I'm super
sir.
happy that we got Bullseye back. I don't know if y'all remember the post credit scene in the last season of Daredevil. It was the first time they ever mentioned the A word. Do y'all know what A word I'm talking about?
And Amantium?
Adamantium,
Oh
yes.
yeah.
So he has an adamantium spine. So apparently, then correct me if I'm wrong, Rocky. I don't know. I know you are comic expert of the group. He don't have the ability to feel pain, right? Is that the reason why like he has the adamantium like infused in his spine or something like that? Like he just can't like. I heard like he just can't like if he were to fall off a building, you wouldn't feel it or something
I
like that.
think if I remember correctly, I do believe that's what it is when it comes to.
Well, I won't say fall off a building, but if he were like he's
He's
pretty
very
durable
durable.
now. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
say this.
yeah. I definitely think that's the case because
Yeah,
just by Kingpin picking him up and running him into the edge of the wall, that showed that he wasn't durable. So I definitely think that that's going to be a big point for him is that he's not going to be taken down as easy as your average Joe.
I'm sorry, bro. You said the whole Kingpin run. Bro, my back just quivers just thinking about him just slamming his spine in that corner. Oh God, bro, that
That's
that
crazy.
fight scene was awesome. Between those three, man. I ain't gonna lie, Bullseye was awesome in season 3. I love Bullseye. I would definitely say he was probably, other than Kingpin, he's probably the next best villain in that Daredevil
Oh
franchise.
yeah, that was
No,
the
1,000%. They literally brought back like the two best antagonists in that entire series.
Yeah,
I just
And
thought
on
about
top of that,
something. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, on top of that, they're bringing in White Tiger and also
Mhm.
Muse. So that's gonna be crazy.
Wait, who's the other guy?
Muse,
Oh, Muse. I don't know much about Muse. Matter of fact, I don't know Muse at all. Matter of fact, I've learned who Muse is from knowing that he was going to be in this series. So I'm gonna
yeah.
have to do my
So
research.
supposedly he's like a deranged serial killer who paints using the bodies that he's killed.
Oh
So
yeah, I heard
pretty
of him.
disturbing. I haven't heard
Whoa.
too much about him in the comics, but that's crazy coming into a Disney Plus show.
Yeah.
He's pretty scary in the comic. But what I just thought about that could play a really big part in Kingpin backing up Kingpin. Remember, Bullseye did put on the Daredevil costume and did crime.
Oh,
That's
you're
true.
right.
He
That's
sure
why
did.
that's why Matt didn't wear the suit throughout that season because he
Yeah,
didn't
bro.
have it.
Yeah. Is this
So
your king? Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely think that could play a part. And
Yeah.
he did work for Kingpin, I think, and then he
Yeah.
betrayed him when he tried to kill Vanessa. So that can
Yeah.
definitely like push like his hate for both of them more.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
that's-
I don't know. I just that just clicked in my head that that's what happened in season 3. So I definitely think that's going to play a big part.
I wonder if Bullseye is going to play is going to stick around in the MCU. That's another thing. I want these
I
characters.
hope so.
I hate when they kill off good villains. Like like Kingpin, I want Kingpin to stick around as long as he can. Like I want him in Spider-Man. I want him to be in other things. I want him to, whoever Green, if we ever get another Green Goblin, I want him to be in that storyline too. Bullseye, I wanted him to be Hawkeye in the Dark Avengers. If we ever get a Dark Avengers team, like I hope that we get, like I hope they stick around to be further in the MCU.
1,000%. I think that's like their main goal with this Born Again series is to keep these and make these guys the official set of heroes that we got, heroes and villains that we have going forward within the universe, which is exciting.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
absolutely.
it's like what you said with the whole universe thing. Like we keep saying universe, and we get these crossover only between the heroes,
Mhm.
and so many of these heroes share the same villains. Like you
Mhm.
said, Kingpin, that's Spider Man and Punisher and Daredevil. So why just have them appear in one superhero movie and die off later on? Because like
Yeah.
we said, this is based on comic books. This is a universe. Y'all are they're really quick to incorporate heroes into other people's movies, like having all these heroes appear in Spider-Man movies. Why can't we do that with the villains? I feel like that'll make things better because you don't have to necessarily kill them.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And I ain't gonna lie, whenever an Echo, not Echo, Hawkeye, whenever they he got shot in the face by Echo, I was like, please don't tell me this is how he goes out. This dude died in Hawkeye. Oh,
I
come
know. I got
on.
scared too watching that, but
Yeah. Uh
thankfully,
yeah, nah, dude. I was yeah, dude, it definitely shocked me. But hey, let's go ahead and wrap up this podcast, guys. I definitely we definitely shared our love for this trailer. So Daredevil coming out March 4th.
fourth, I believe.
March 4th.
Or
Yeah. Is this supposed to be like remember they said this supposed to be like 25 episodes?
that was
Is
I
that
think
before.
still is that still
I don't know how true that is because that was before the writer's strike, right?
I
And didn't
think
they get
so.
a new set of writers, which made it? Um,
Yeah, because remember they had that first screen and people said it was terrible. I
Really?
think they said something like Daredevil didn't put the suit on until like episode 10. I
Which
heard
yeah,
it a
I ain't
little
gonna
bit.
lie, I kind of expect that.
before they got rid of the original writers, they weren't going to connect it to the original series.
Yeah, yeah, I do. Yeah,
Yeah, because they weren't going to bring back Foggy and all of them.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah,
No, I'll say this. Thank God that I'm glad. I really hope this series. Hopefully, I hope it's another 10 out of 10 series like X-Men '97. Just a real good series for all of us to enjoy. But other than that, guys, thank you guys for tuning in to the Geek Nation podcast. Man, if you guys want to connect with us, you can go ahead and follow me on the socials at Dopest Geek on Instagram. I would promote TikTok, but TikTok probably not gonna be here by the time you watch this episode. But yeah, y'all go ahead and share y'all social so I can sign us out.
Yeah, so you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at gabe.txx.
And you can follow me on Instagram at rockygrams_.
Awesome. And guys, let us know in the comments if you are watching this on YouTube. Let us know in the comments what you guys think of any of the topics that we talked about today. But most of all, what are you guys' thoughts on the Daredevil Born Again trailer? Man, I'm super pumped. Cannot wait. Thanks again for listening to the Geek Nation podcast. Man, it was awesome. Can't wait to talk to you guys next week. We'll see you next time.
See ya.